Hey, you guys, it's Denise. Today is Sunday, December the 7th, 2025. This is part 4, a message from Jesus given on a Zoom to the 12, and I'm one of the 12. And first and foremost, I want to confess that God came down in the flesh as Jesus Christ. He suffered and died on the cross and rose on the third day. And those of you who mock and scoff still, saying that we're evil and all that, we wouldn't be able to confess that now, would we? Okay, so these are amazing messages, and these are the mysteries that are being revealed through Jesus to Mandy, and we'll seek heavenly things, okay? So let's get started. This is so amazing, okay? Part 4, continuation. It says, remember, I did a masterpiece first. I took the original mother and father, the Adam and Eve. I put them together. The creation of the earth. But not only the creation of the earth, but the creation of the heavens. I did that because I was creating the womb inside the light circle. That entire light creation with the Holy Spirit, the Father, the Mother, the Son, and the Daughter, was all put into the earthly version of Mary. Timestamp 2121, which is the spiritual version of Barbello in heaven. You see, every single thing I do is for my purpose and my glory, to show not only my heavenly mysteries, but to save my children. This is why I had to make the entire light circle and put it inside Mary so my people could be saved. But the one saying that the Holy Spirit is a she, and now McKenna is saying that, is because the demons are giving her the example of the Holy Spirit in heaven, the mother and the daughter of the King, because this is what the angels and the demons know. They represent her as the Holy Spirit, the mother and the daughter, but they are not trying to obtain salvation in heaven. Timestamp 22:2. They're trying to obtain salvation on earth in the flesh. So the flesh has to recognize the Father and the Son, because of the Father and the Son, they are ahead of the family, of the mother and daughter. Yes, the mother is one with the Father. It's wisdom. The Father is wisdom. Therefore, the mother is wisdom, just like the daughter and the Son are together as one. This is why the mother's wisdom. The daughter of the King is also wisdom. The mother and the daughter are one. The Son and the Father are one, just like the Father and the Son with the daughter and the mother are one. Timestamp 22:35. You see that entire creation of the light circle combined with the truest light form that came from nothing, which is everything. Guys, we were taught that nothing is nothing. Nothing actually in heaven means everything. It's the opposite. You see how Satan twists everything that, God has created? All he does is twist everything and mock it and flip it and all that stuff, okay? So, timestamp 2244. Was put inside Mary, wrapped with the Father and the Son, the daughter and the mother, which is representing Adam and Eve. Which is why Adam and Eve have to start the world, start the missions. They also have to start the delivery and the child. And I say Adam and Eve because you are all Adam and Eve partners because of the 24 elders, the Adam and Eve partners, which is why Cassie also has to deliver the baby in the sky, which is why all of you guys are going to become pregnant in the spiritual and deliver in the New Jerusalem. Why? Because I'm populating the New Jerusalem. I'm going to use the suits, the creations. The Jews, everything was changed. Everything was flipped upside down. They turned my cross upside down in this world because they knew the ether comes from my love. I just said that from the previous message. Timestamp 2329. So they've changed everything. The Jews are not who you think they are. You hear that, religious people? The Jews are not who you think they are. What does Jesus tell us? Do not lean on our own understanding. Isn't that correct? That's scriptural, because he will show you supernaturally through the spiritual who they really are. Timestamp 2334. The Native Americans started it all. Did he say that? Oh my goodness. The Native Americans are my Mexicans. They are my Asians and my Koreans. You do not see the Gentiles are the Jews. The Jews are the Gentiles because you guys are all from the original kingdom. And if your spirit is not attached from the original kingdom, you are attached by particles, because I am in charge of particles. This is why certain people fall for certain people, and I'm not talking about lust. I'm talking about just wanting to have sex with different people. I'm talking about love. Amor. Love. Falling in love with a person that might not be your soulmate. Why? Because I put those particles attached with the other person, drawing you to that person. So, this is why I am the one in charge of all of this, to lead my people, to save my people, to wake my people. So the ones out there with the religious spirit, condemning my people for being gay or trans or any of those things, you have to know that a lot of these creations I have allowed, and yes, some of this is mocked by the devil, okay? Because he knows how important my people are. Yes, so yes, the trans, I don't change the identity of who you were created. However, I have put particles in people leading you to the opposite sex. I do that, not only the opposite sex, but also the same sex. I allow that to happen. Why? Because that event and every single thing around you is waking your people up. But that's not your soulmate. That's your soul sister. That's your soul brother. Because you were created in the same womb with your other brother and sister. You see, it all started from the very beginning in the womb. There were 4. Then it was a twin system. It depends on the ranking of you, where you are after the 12 sections of elders. You, instead of going from 4, you went down to 2. Every single thing you're going to see after the elders turn into a twin system. Why? Because you have to represent good. You have to represent evil. You have to represent the Lucifer line, the fallen Lucifer line. And then you have to represent Jesus with Lucifer line, the good line. And yes, I am saying Jesus and Lucifer line because from the very beginning in heaven, when it was created, it wasn't a fallen line. Your original spirits are still in heaven. Timestamp 2549. You have been fighting in heaven with your battle lines of the duplicate spirits that I've created for the spiritual and the physical battle. Okay? Except I've kept you safe in heaven where there's no harm's way. So whether you're fighting physically in the battles or not, you are still fighting spiritually because you are a part of it. Why? How about these? Excuse me, goodness gracious. Okay, where was I? You have been fighting in heaven with your battle lines of the duplicate spirits that I've created for the spiritual and physical battle. Except I've kept you safe in heaven where there's no harm's way. So whether you're fighting physically in the battles or not, you are still fighting spiritually because you are part of it. Why? Because your soul is attached to all of your duplicates. So you know what is happening. You know what is going on, even though you are physically safe. Why I had to do that is because they cannot destroy the physical one that I made. But see, the devil doesn't know that. He doesn't know that the original one stayed there. And I was all duplicate, and it was all duplicated battle lines. You see, I'm giving pertinent information right now, secrets right now, that the devil doesn't even know. They're coming out. The secrets. Because if he knew, he would know where to find you. Except for he can't cross that barrier in the heavenly realms, so he would have given up. I allow this because I don't want the devil to know these things, because I have to destroy evil in the end by making it good, by purifying it. And if I were to tell him there's no chance at all for him to destroy my people, to stop the mission, then he would give up. He would stop, and then evil realm 44 would not be destroyed the way I needed it to be destroyed. He's so smart. And it was created because I was creating the good. And when you create the good, if you speak it or it's by a thought, the opposite of creation has to be made, because it is the opposite attraction, which makes it the negative. So you have a positive and a negative. So of course, you have true darkness and you have true light. 27:30. Right now, we are turning that true darkness into the positivity of light. That's the whole point of activating every single thing in my children's souls and my children's hearts. And when we activate that light is going to be the seed that goes out to everyone, timestamp 2748, which is why I'm allowing the dials to be turned back, timestamp 2751, which is why I'm using the story of Hezekiah to make it all happen, which is why the light is going to disperse through all of my people at the very end, 2800, which is why every knee will bow, every tongue will confess that I am Lord, which is why we are not trying to save the ones that are alive right now. We are, because they are going to wake up for the very end, timestamp 2811. But in the end, we are going to be saving the ones that have died already, timestamp 2816, which is a part of the missions going back in time using the time portals, timestamp 2820, to travel to plant these seeds before the people died without knowing me. Why? Because I allowed the particles, the original spirits, to be duplicated. And every creation is important. No, if these people die without knowing me, it is not the original spirit that was created in heaven that's going to die. But it's that creation that is going to die to be destroyed in the fire. All right, you guys, we're done. Have a blessed Sunday. Go out and have a great time with your friends and family. Praise Jesus, worship Jesus, read the word, and just love him. Treat him like you're his best friend, okay? So stick around for part 5. Love you guys.